Hello friends, we're going to learn how to play Train Tracts, a card game for 1 to 6 players. This game is a tool to learn, retain, and refresh the neurology subject spinal tracts. For full instructions, larger printable charts, and more information, go to corticalmedia.com.
We'll start with the turn order.
Play a card on a connection. Make a statement, draw a card. Each half of the card has 3 railway tracks and a hard line separating the halves of the card. The 2 halves are completely unrelated to each other. Cards are joined together using the railway tracks to create a connection. You can join additional cards onto a connection so long as it relates to the same spinal tract and their backgrounds are different colors. In this example, we couldn't join here because of this orange over here, but you can still play here.
Then you make a statement, cementing your played card.
The statement is 3 parts: the spinal tract involved, the card you played, and the card you played on. That's it. In this example, we would state the lateral spinal thalamic decussates at the same level and is ascending. If you play a card depicting the spinal cord, you are to state where the tract travels in the cord. Here we would say the lateral spinal thalamic travels anterolaterally in the cord and is an ascending tract. Finally, you would draw a card and pass the turn.
When a player runs out of cards, finish the round. This marks the end of the game.
What if the connection I created could be several tracks? Well, you make a temporary statement. Here, this could be either the vestibulospinal tract or the reticulospinal tract. Until the connection has been qualified with a card specifying the tract, the player has to decide on stating just one. The vestibulospinal tract does not decussate and is descending. The name spinal tract only applies until the end of the turn.
If it is an option, you have to state lateral, anterior, or posterior.
What if I could make 2 connections with 1 card? Do it! If all the parameters are correct for both connections, it'll just make more points. You'll have to say 2 separate true statements. Here we have the anterior spinal thalamic has cell bodies in the thalamus, and the posterior spinal cerebellar senses proprioception and does not decussate.
What if I make a false statement?
To consider a statement as false, the player either played a card incorrectly or made an incorrect statement in relation to the spinal tract. In a competitive match, when the challenge statement is false, the player loses their turn and picks up their card. However, if the challenge statement is true, the challenger loses their turn. What if I wanted to play competitively? Here's where the numbers at the center of the card comes into play. When you join a card to a spinal tract, you earn every point connected to the spinal tract. In this example, we would earn 6 points. If you were to create 2 connections with 1 card, you would score points for both sides.
In this example, this connection would earn you 2 points, while this connection earns 7, for a total of 9 points.
The first card played on a starting card can only make 1 connection, and it is worth double points. The person or team scoring the most points at the end of the game is the winner. What if I wanted to play it solo? Instead of drawing 4 cards, you draw 5 cards. Play 2 of them on different connections in 1 turn before you draw again. You still have to make statements for each connection played, because that helps etch this neural concept into your brain. You can play with or without points. While you're learning or remembering spinal tracts, use the chart, and encourage people to use the chart. Use the chart so much you can see it in your mind's eye. If you need more charts, go to corticalmedia.com. A quick review before you go. First, determine a playing level. Easy will play with the gray and blue borders, while hard will play with the black and blue borders. Deal 4 cards to each player. The turn order is to play a card, make a statement, draw a card. The statement is saying the spinal tract involved, the card you played, and the card you played on. Good luck with all of your studies.